Chronic Disease is an Infection. Understanding Chronic Illness. Written and produced by William Dean Nordquist, Doctor of Dental Medicine, Master of Science, Diplomat, of the American Board of Oral Implantology. This is a down-to-earth, fireside chat, explaining chronic inflammatory disease in the simplest manner possible.
Hello, this is Dr. William Nordquist, and before we start, I would like to make a disclosure that over my lifetime I was born with dyslexia. So when it comes to reading, and because what I want to explain needs to be explained in detail and every word is important. So as a dyslexic, extremely hard, difficult for me to do that. So I want to read you something from the Bible. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not elegant, neither heretofore nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of slow tongue. And so the Lord was mad at him, but he allowed Aaron to go into his place. But today, for the first time in years, I have a way of speaking elegantly through AI. So I hope YouTube understands it in its ratings. It allows me to use AI as my voice for this unfortunate disability that I have. And I appreciate your understanding in this subject. So here we go, and I'll break in every now and then. I'm very good at lecturing without notes, but as far as reading, I just can't do it. So let's start this presentation. I hope that you'll, by the time we get done, understand what the problem with chronic disease. I spent my entire professional life studying the subject, wrote many books on the subject, and lectured internationally. But this forum needs to be done precisely, and every word's important. So I'm using AI as an aid so we get this point across. Thank you very much. Bye. The first section that I wrote has to do with proving that chronic inflammatory diseases are caused by an infection. And so what I'm going to show you here is definitive proof that chronic inflammatory diseases, or once called autoimmune diseases, are not autoimmune diseases, but it's the body's immune system reacting to viruses. And so it answers the questions that have been secret for years as to what is the underlying cause of chronic disease. And so AI is going to read this presentation that I wrote, and it's very important that you understand this in detail. It's very simple, but without this information, you won't understand chronic disease.
Recent research has shown that bacteria from our mouths can enter the bloodstream via bacteremias and travel throughout the body, causing chronic inflammatory diseases. They do so by penetrating and entering the blood vessel walls. These invaders set up camps and cause severe harm. Very recent research has shown that missing micronutrients in our modern diets can prevent this invasion, and given enough time, can reverse this harm. Dr. Nordquist calls it an antimicrobial diet. The Public Broadcasting Network, PBS, in a 2007 documentary called The Hidden Epidemic: Heart Disease in America, reported how heart disease became the leading cause of death in the United States of America. Dr. Daniel Levy, Dr. Steve Nissen, and Dr. Peter Libby reported how researchers at the Cleveland Clinic developed a micro-ultrasound unit that is so tiny it can be snaked up from within the femoral artery into the heart. Once within the heart arteries, the ultrasound probe can then scan and record any accumulation of atherosclerotic plaque within the artery walls. According to their description of their results, they use exclamatory words like astounding, major breakthrough, and amazing. They found 99% more lesions in the artery walls than traditional angiograms had found in the past. Most of the lesions were very tiny and could not be detected in any other way. This seminal research, in Dr. Nordquist's opinion, was the most important breakthrough in medicine today. Just by extrapolating from the vast number of small lesions found, it could be estimated that hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of these tiny lesions are located within the blood vessels throughout the entire body. It's just unbelievable. These three researchers concluded that these lesions somehow became the disease itself, the immune system attacking itself.
What we have appreciated more and more is that the atherosclerotic plaque itself is filled with cells that are busily at work exchanging messages.
The plaques send messages that spark the immune system into action. Sensing there are foreign invaders in the artery walls, the body does what it would do with any other infection or irritation. It responds with a cascade of chemical reactions that create inflammation at the site of the plaque. White blood cells come to try to help heal the inflamed site. Anywhere else in the body, this would be a normal, healthy reaction. But in the heart, once the white blood cells arrive, they're trapped in the plaque and can't do their job. Instead, they trigger even more massive inflammation.
The same warriors that we use to fight off invaders are turned against us and become, indeed, the disease itself.
Other researchers pointed out in their book titled Inflammatory Atherosclerosis, Characteristics of the Injurious Agent, that there must be an injurious agent involved with atherosclerosis, but they just didn't know what this agent was. Dr. Nordquist, in his microscopic research studying oral microbes located in the dental plaque of his patients, suspected oral spirochetes because of their dominant presence in patients' mouths with moderate to severe periodontal disease. This led to an intensive literature search concerning these suspected oral spirochetes. 2 weekends searching the libraries located in the University of California, Los Angeles, led to articles published at the turn of the last century. At this time in history, the high-powered microscope 1000-powered was the only research tool available to study bacteria. Syphilis and later trench mouth during World War I were prominent diseases at the time, and both were determined by these early microscopists to be caused by spirochetes. They discovered the various forms that spirochetes transition to when the environment becomes hostile.
Got a wicking of a very dilute solution of penicillin going through, and he's watching these spirochetes as they react to the penicillin. And see, they roll up into that little spore-like form, or what he calls a cyst form.
They were described as spore-like forms, cyst forms, and spores. Many articles with microscopic photographs of these round, opal, semi-transparent, encapsulated forms were reported in scientific literature at the time, but has been lost to history today. The question is, are these spores found within the atherosclerosis located throughout the body? Another researcher, Fauci, injected pure cultures of oral pathogens, including oral spirochetes, into the pulp chambers of healthy mouse molar teeth and sealed them in with a dental filling. Within days, abscesses appeared in the gums next to the molars of the infected teeth. Microbiological cultures were used to determine where and which of the bacteria had migrated within the mouse body. Astonishingly, only spirochetes traveled from the infected teeth to all the distal tissues. So are spirochetes the injurious agent? With this information, Dr. Nordquist urgently needed to find a source of atherosclerotic lesions to search for these spirochetes' telltale spores. As providence of discovery continued in this journey, one of his patients told Dr. Nordquist that he worked in a microbiology laboratory and had a source of these atherosclerotic artery wall lesions. Long story short, Dr. Nordquist made the discovery of a lifetime. These spores were in every sample. So, how do we stop oral spirochetes from getting from the mouth to the blood vessel walls where they cause harm? 1. Use a water pick, TM, or any other type of irrigator every day to keep the bacterial load down around the teeth. 2. Put yourself on an antimicrobial diet to kill these bugs in the blood before they can drill holes in the blood vessel walls and cause harm. Thank you for listening. This description is the smallest thimble that Dr. Nordquist can condense this most important information into. For more detailed information, go to his Facebook profile where his website address is located. The antimicrobial diet formulas are located within the last chapters of the 3 most recent books, and the sources of the ingredients are located on the website. There is absolutely no reason to suffer from chronic disease today.